Hello everyone, welcome to the Muggle Studies Seminar here at Hogwarts. I will be your teacher for the day. My name is Chrysanthemum Burrich, no relation to my predecessor. Now, you should have all been supplied textbooks, which are aptly titled The Everyday Life and Social Customs of Muggles. I'd like you to all open to the first page, and there you'll be able to view a syllabus. Now, this particular seminar is rather brief. However, if you are interested in learning more about Muggle studies, I do offer an online course that you can enroll in, and if you're interested, all of the information can be found in the pamphlet that I gave to you as you entered. You're more than welcome to do that, and that is a 12-week course conducted entirely online. So, this is essentially just to give you a glimpse into what is typically taught during a Muggle Studies class. So, it is by no means the entire breadth of the materials that you would typically learn throughout the class. Now, have any of you attended any sort of Muggle Studies course before? Or know someone who has? Show of hands, please. No. Alright. So we have a group of newcomers here, which is quite delightful. That way I can just cover the basics for you, so we can give you a peek at the life of a Muggle. Now, another show of hands, how many of you are pure-blood Muggles here in the room? None. Okay, so we have a good amount of wizarding blood in here. All right. Now, of course, since many of you have been involved with the Muggle world, you will already know a variety of these customs, but keep in mind when I'm going over the subjects that they are things that students at Hogwarts would be instructed in, so, and they have very little contact with the Muggle world, and if they do, it's very limited. However, they will often work with Muggles or conduct business, so this is a necessary course for many of them. It prepares them for life after Hogwarts, you see. Okay, so for page 5, please. That is essentially chapter entirely about why Muggles need their various utilities. Electricity, water, telephone lines, cable television, things of that sort. Of course, wizards and witches are able to conjure up entertainment and their own electricity, things like that. So we have no need for any of those things. Also, as you'll notice, most of our realm is lit by candlelight, which is so much more simplistic but romantic, so I prefer it that way anyway. Yes, electricity seems like a bit of a nuisance to me. I know that Muggles use it to power their coffee machines in the morning and get on their computing devices, but all of these things just seem like complications, and we witches and wizards, of course, can conjure up a nice cup of joe in the morning if we like, or a cup of tea for that matter, whatever you prefer. And we really have no need of computers, and if we do, we can magically charge them if need be, so that's what that chapter covers. The next chapter is on page 15, and it goes over why Muggles need their basic personal grooming items. For instance, strange things they called Q-tips. I'm sure you're all familiar with them, where they put them in their ears, which can be quite dangerous, I would think. Brushes. We use brushes from time to time here, but it's mainly to groom animals and things of that sort. And if we need our coif manicured, we will just simply use our wands to do so. Another personal grooming item would be razors to trim away hair on the legs and on their face, depending upon the gender, of course. And, well, that's quite peculiar in and of itself, because many wizards are very proud of their beards. And, well, I don't know about other witches, but I, for one, think that leg hair is quite becoming of a young witch. A witch of any age, for that matter. I myself am 32, and I'm considered young. And, I think it's quite fashionable to have a nice, well-manicured collection of leg hair. But I don't want to get too personal here now, do I? Let's see here. What else? Chapter 5, let's skip ahead. That should be on page 61. Yes. No, just take your time getting there. Okay. So, that is the custom of holidays that Muggles have. Now, we celebrate holidays here, of course, but we celebrate them a bit differently than is done in the Muggle world. For instance, they have an odd custom of wrapping all of their gifts, only for the wrapping paper to be torn right off again, which seems very peculiar. They also shove things in socks that are hung on chimneys, and what other strange... Oh, they leave baked goods out for a man who comes to visit them on Christmas Eve. Well, that in and of itself is strange. Another thing is for, well, in the American Muggle Society, every Thanksgiving, they call it, they roast a large turkey and shove it with cornbread stuffing, I believe, and then eat until they're virtually sick. Yes, it is a rather strange culture that all Muggles have. I think that all Muggle cultures have some oddities to them. Yes. For instance, another strange custom is every year during something called a Super Bowl, they like to watch commercials, and most of them will only watch the program for the commercials, not even the American football game that's being played. Quite strange, isn't it? And then another one, and I have to mention this, everyone. The Friday after their so-called Thanksgiving, they will all rush to the stores, some of them at midnight, to get special sales on items that they will eventually wrap up in that paper, which will be just torn off. And it just gets more peculiar as the story goes on, doesn't it? Another thing you'll find in Chapter 7 deals with, well, some rather unusual customs when it comes to wardrobes, their attire. For instance, there are no young people in this audience. All right, there are some, in some regions of the Muggle world, beaches where people are scantily clad, wearing next to nothing, sometimes absolutely nothing. They're gallivanting around the beach, walking on the sand in things called bikinis, and It's rather underwater. I don't know. Another thing is, they don't wear hats hardly at all. When they do, they're baseball caps, even though they're not playing baseball. And when they do wear hats, well, they're rather strange looking. They don't have points. They're most of the time flat. They wear sunglasses on their eyes, which is well, it's downright odd. You can't see a person's eyes if they're wearing sunglasses, and you can't cast spells or curses even related to the ocular regions. It is very peculiar. Anyway, what else? Oh, the last thing I wanted to mention would be Chapter 10. And that is the Muggles' way of sending mail through the post. Now we have an owl delivery system. Sometimes our house elves will deliver things for us, which, by the way, if none of you have heard, house elves have received full rights now in the wizarding world, so there's no need to worry about any of that. I know some people are concerned. They will send it via another human or a muggle who will walk it from door to door delivering mail. Not on Sundays, though. So, I don't know what they do in case of emergency on Sundays. I don't quite know. Probably use their telephones or something in that variety. Another strange thing, now that we're on the subject, is when they meet one another, they shake hands. I don't know, when strange hand gestures, putting their thumb in the air means good job, or yes, that's perfect, or you go, girl. I've heard them say that, and it's very strange. Another hand gesture, I suppose, is using the middle finger, and it's supposed to mean something absolutely dreadful. I suppose it means to tell someone to step out of the way, or that you are a bit angry with them, or that you're perturbed that they cut you off on their broom. I don't know what the use is exactly for. It's all Greek to me, as they say. But did anyone have any questions before we call this seminar to a close? No. All right. Well, again, I'd love if any of you would like to sign up for my course. As I said, the pamphlet is right there with you, and we will be beginning around about the 1st of the year. And I look forward to seeing some of you. Well, not literally seeing, of course, because it will be online. But I look forward to seeing many of you there. I will be, of course, producing it via magical telecast. So, yes, those computer machines, they're newfangled. I don't know anything about them, but magical will always find a way. All right, so thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to see you all meandering around Hogwarts this week.